Hi guys, Daniel here and welcome back to another one of my how-to videos. So in today's video we're working on a Discovery 2 TD5 and the rear tailgate door handle plastic housing is bust. The reason why it's bust is if you look there with the torch where the bolts go through to the other side, it's got one there and one there. That one's sort of okay, that one's cracked. It's been cracked ever since I've had it. What's happened is I had an issue with the door the other day, pulled the handle on my hand like this. My hand must have pulled the plastic a bit and it sort of just cracked all the way down here and all the way down like that. So it needs replacing really. I have put some super glue in it, but it's really long term it's not going to last. You know what plastic's like. So I've managed to get a second hand one off eBay. It was about 20 quid, so not too bad. It's got the seal, lights, everything with it. Should be a relatively simple job. Just need to take up some trim pieces inside and a couple of bolts. I haven't done it before, but it can't be that difficult. So this one I've got is in pretty good condition, and it's even got the lights as well. The lenses, pretty good lenses. I have actually replaced the lenses on these recently, nice and clear ones. So what I'll probably do is take the lenses from here, and then I'll put it on this one. But let's get it off first. So first off, it's got these, what I said earlier, it's got these plastic things here. Bolts go through to them. You can see it there. So I'll film this video in a few bits. I think what I've got to do here, I've got to take off this trim. I think it's round about here. So first of all, I've probably got to take that screw out of there. I've got to take, there's a bolt there, a 10mm bolt. And we've got a few documents and bits here. And there's another bolt there. So what I'll do is I'll take this off and then I'll come back to you. So the door trim's off, handle's off, and the lever trim is off. I'll just show you. So trim piece is a little Phillips screw. And these are two 8mm bolts holding this handle on. The handle, they're going at a bit of an angle as well. So I used a 8mm deep socket just to get up in there. And I also used a trim removing tool. You can do it without, but this just helps you not break things. Although I have broken a couple of them already, because it's just old basically. It's just what happens, plastic gets brittle. There's got plenty of them on still, and I have got some spare, but they just slot into these bits, into this like wood. So that's that off. And then the next thing to do is to sort of get this covering off. It was a little bit ripped anyway, but I just wanted a bit more of it. And it looks like that bolt there, that nut there. And also, I did think it was that one, but it's not. It's that one right over there. So it's going to be that'll have to be probably a ratchet spanner. That one right over there. So I'll get it off. One last thing to say. This is the plug for it, and basically you push this fitting, this little tab. You push it forward that way, like that. Pull it out, that's easy. So I'll get that off and then I'll come back to you. So I got the left one out here. It actually broke off the plastic and had to hold it with grips to one side. It's a little 10mm. Where's my socket gone? It's a little 10mm socket. Just fits on there like that. But the other one is here. It's there. I thought it was that, but it's not. That's something else. But it's here. You can get a socket on it like that. It's quite loose anyway, but the problem is this lock mechanism's in the way. It's sort of like, I'm going to clean all this up by the way, it's really filthy. It's just sat in here like this, and you can't get the back of the socket onto, you can't get the socket on properly, even with a small one, because the back of it's hitting this, so out it comes. So that's 3 Torx bolts, and they are these things, 3 of them, and for reference they are T25 make sure you clean it and use the right one, because if you slip, it might be difficult to get them out. So that's where we are at the moment. As you can see, the reason why I'm replacing it is because it's just knackered basically. And it looks like there's a couple of bolts there, probably 10mm as well. So I've nearly got this off, and I'll come back to you when I have. So we've got that off. Next thing to remove is this piece. This rubber sits behind it, or you've got like these plastic pieces. And it's just, you don't remove them bolts, you just remove this one. That's a 10mm as well. And it goes, it's there on a captive nut up there, so you don't really need to touch that, but that's where it is. If you look on here, on this replacement one I've got, it's already on here. It's just a single, 2 holes, but it only goes through on the right side. So we'll remove this. And I think I'll give it a good clean as well, because over the years it's a lot of rubbish has built up at the back there, unfortunately. So that's that. And as I don't know if I said, but that's a 10mm. Keep that over there. And it goes on the right like that. Okay, and the next thing to remove, I mean, I don't have to remove it. Looks like this, the actual handle there, it's got some sort of like rubber gasket thing behind it just to weatherproof it. And that just goes on this, it goes on the actual main unit. So I'll probably remove that and just give it a clean up. A bit rusty, give us a clean up. That's the handle removed. I managed to get it out with, it's got 2 10mm bolts on it. Some rubber gasket, I'm clean all this up. I managed to get it out by leaving this little thing on here, so I want to be careful with the plastic that goes on the lock. So that's everything out. Just needs a bit of a clean up now, but seems like I'll give that a clean up and then come back. So this is the new unit, and I've got new lenses in the old one before it cracked. See, they were already misty, so I'm going to move these into here. I've cleaned all the rubber up as best as I can, just considering the age. Cleaned all this mechanism up, I put a bit of grease on it, got a bit of rust neutraliser on it. And it's just a case of putting it back together now. Right, so this is how this goes back together. This handle goes in first, rubber gasket behind it. This unit here goes in. You need to remove the Rover badge. And the reason why you need to do that, if I can find a torch, is because there is a bolt either side, which I'll show you. There's also that long bolt up there, and I did have to take this apart a couple of times to get it right, put it that way, so it'll save you some time. So that bolt, like a 4-inch extension bolt up, and then obviously you've got your bolt there, nut there, and you've got your, that's that bolt I was talking about on there. Just connected the wiring, nearly done with this now, just got to put the door lock back in. So got everything back together. I'll just show you a few bits. Where's the torch? Because it was a little bit awkward to do. A couple of things you should know. In here there's like a braided wire and like a normal just black wire. Those need to be over that way, because what happens is they'll catch. And also this lock, can you hold that torch? Also this locking unit needs to be quite high, and the reason why that is the nut for the handle, the other side, will hit it. So it needs to be really high and it then slides past it. But just for reference, this is how it all goes. Just got to put it up, tested everything, it all works. Just got to put this back on and trim, and it's done.
One thing that might be worth just telling people, when you do get your lock back in, put your top one in there first.
Yeah.
And then swing it over and put this bottom one in second. So this one.
It's managed to sneak into another video. Yeah, so
top one first. Yeah. Don't tighten it all the way up. Swing it over, position your lock and put the bottom one in, then tighten them all up. then your third one.
But I think I mentioned in the previous part that there's a bolt that goes all the way up there, straight ahead. Just you need to make sure you put that on through here,
And I know that people
not any other way, so it won't work.
probably know this, but when you're taking this lock out and put it back in, and you shut the door, it won't work. So
I
you
don't
need
think I had it all unlocked before.
yeah, so just unlock and unlock the
Unlock
vehicle.
it, yeah, unlock it and unlock it, and
Yeah.
it works. So we just verified everything works. We've got the lights working, the new lenses. Put new lenses in there. Just make sure everything works. We'll get that cover back on. And that's job done. Thanks for watching.